Hello there, namaste. Shakthi Thirumagan. Official trailer. I'm not going to read that again. I think I did a pretty mediocre job.
இங்கே வருகை தந்திருக்கும் அனைவருக்கும் நெஞ்சார்ந்த வணக்கத்தினை தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு
வாழ்க்கை அவன் வாழ்றதுக்கு மட்டும் கிடையாது, மற்றவங்களுக்காக வாழ்றதுக்கு தான். இங்க கட்சியை நடத்துற அத்தனை பேருக்கும் தேர்தல் அரசியல் தானே ஆட்சியை பாத்திரம். ஓட்டுக்காக ஒண்டி பிழைக்கிறவன், கொள்ளையடிக்கிறதுக்காக கொடியை தூக்குறவன், அத்தனை பேருமே ஆட்சியை பிடிக்கிறதா கொள்கைன்றான். சார் ஃபோன்.
எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச ஒரு இன்சைட் நியூஸ் சொல்றேன். பையன் ஏதோ பெரிய இடத்துல கைய வச்சிருக்கான்.
வரலாற்றுல இந்த மாதிரி சம்பவம் பண்ணதில்லைங்க.
இதுவரை கிடைச்ச
The fact, I mean, just the start of that, it's just so true. Just so true about garnering votes, about all of that. So is that what this is about? The fraudulent voting, which happens everywhere in the world, by the way. It's everywhere. You have people who aren't citizens voting for your elections. You have people who are dead voting for your elections. You have people who are burning your ballots. You have people who, it happens everywhere in the world. To anyone who thinks that their system of governance is uncorruptible or is working perfectly and their votes matter, it's only because you haven't been hit with the repercussions that happen, well, maybe in an opposing state, maybe everywhere. I mean, here, California has never had the freedom to vote for decades. They've had their pulse on the voter registration for years. So if you're registered as something, just assume that your ballot gets tossed out. It finds its way into a garbage bin somewhere. But yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
Not a small time UG group. Makloda Makla penetrate agi. We think it has roots since 1960s.
Politics lo interest na kaasik kachi todangi game la irungalku. Popularity image da mukhyamana jo bhi tune acha kiya. If you're an extremist, I mean against the government, கூட்டத்தை கூட்டி ஸ்ட்ரீட்ஸ்ல போயிட்டு டவுன் சொல்லலாம்.
Holy crap.
ஒண்ணுமில்ல. யார்
That's true. That's true. That's just what it is. So like right now we're dealing with a huge issue, the huge escalation of like political violence which is going on. You have the shootings at schools. You have politicians who have been posting for like, people's rights being gunned down in front of their families. You have just all these nasty atrocities, but they have been getting pushed via news organizations and a certain political party which has been talking and degrading like, oh, they're Nazis, and people like Nazi no longer means anything anymore, but it's like already people know that Nazi means evil, so it was okay to do, like so many movies are based on that, like even Inglourious Bastards praises like the torturing of Nazis and things like that. So of course people will start getting subliminal messages. So now that these kids who have grown up in that mindset are now taking action, there's a reason why they're all in their late teens, early 20s. Because they grew up when this started becoming normal, where they started telling, oh, these people are inhumane, it's okay. And then you have political streamers who are literally telling their community, we need to get rid of this person. We need to get rid of this person. And right now, there's a huge outpouring of like, just rhetoric, because now that's what happens. What happened during the election in 2016? No. What I don't remember, but it's like there was so much hate and divisiveness online that it was like, oh, we have to listen to these people. They're very loud. Well, being quiet and not participating didn't do anything. So what the other side do? They started getting loud and obnoxious and then outnumbering them, because guess what? There are more people who believe in logical thinking. There are those who feel a certain way. And then after that happens, what happens? You have people starting to gun people down. Well, guess what? The only thing that's going to happen is escalation, and it's absolutely abhorrent. So what do we need to do? We need to start tracking down these people who fight for violence and taking them out. Not taking them out as in, but like removing them from their platforms, removing them from their positions of power, removing them from having any kind of inkling for instating violence. Like there's a different mindset where you hate the government because the government isn't for you. There's that kind of rabbit hole you can go down, or there's just hating people who don't agree with you. That is a completely different thing. But dang, I'm interested in this. I'm interested in this. Gosh.
எம்எல்ஏ ஹாஸ்டல்ல கிளீனர் பையன்
ஒரு பிம்பியா
செக்ரட்டேரியட்ல இருக்கிற புரோக்கர்
சம்மன் பவர்ஃபுல் சார் ஊரு மயிலாடுதுறை
உள்ள பூந்து கேந்து ஏதாவது பண்ணுவோம்.
சேஃபா இறங்கி வேலை பார்த்ததே நம்ம கிட்டு தான்.
கேபினட், ஹைகோர்ட் ஜட்ஜி, கவர்னர், அட்டர்னி ஜெனரல்,
Politics.
அம்பாசிடர் எல்லாம் இனிமே ஐயாவுக்கு கிளதான்.
1000க்கும் லட்சத்துக்கும் தேவடியாகளை வச்சு தொழில் பண்றோம்.
சின்ன வயசுலேருந்தே சில பொலிட்டிக்கல் குரூப்ஸோட சுற்றிருக்கோம்.
உன்னோட ப்ரொஃபஷனல் எத்திக்ஸுக்கு நீ எங்கேயோ வருவ. டேய் தம்பி எங்கேயோ போறாரு, டீமா பிடிச்சிக்கோ.
அவன் சாகணும் சார். அவனை ஏன் கையால என்ன கொல்லணும்?
Yep.
IB, DAS, SAG, so many officers and forces can't catch fucking one guy.
There is no one fucking reason to wait, Ram. Where is that bastard?
திவாகர் சார்ட்ட சொல்லி 6 இளநீர் இன்ஸ்பெக்டர் சார் உடனடியா என் ரூம்ல வந்து உட்கார சொல்லு.
I'd better kill this bastard with my own arm.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like you see people starting to gun down politicians. Because the end result is everyone's going to start taking up arms to fight for what they believe in. You take one of mine, I'll take 2 of yours. But I'll target the ones who are telling you to target the people. And it's not going to make any sense. It won't make any sense. It won't get any better until there is an actual open discussion where people can sit and talk to each other and not yell at someone because they're getting overly emotional because they feel like their back's against the wall and they can't answer a question, but actually sit when someone starts feeling heated, step back, gather your thoughts, do some more research, and come back to the table of discussion. Sheesh. What the heck? What kind of politics? I mean, that's why I like Lucifer. Lucifer got involved because politics was just disgusting to begin with. Absolutely heinous. And he's like, I'm not going to get involved.
Holy hands.
மினிஸ்டர், கலெக்டர், பாதி செக்ரட்டேரியட்டே அங்கதான் இருக்கும்.
200 கோடி சும்மாவா?
700 கோடி ரூபாய் லாபமா?
தலைக்கு 1000 கோடி 8000 கோடி.
சுமார் 197 crores.
சுமார் 68 லட்சம் கோடி மதிப்பிலான
It's an unpredictable art. So you're looking for a scapegoat.
Senior economist and political mastermind.
A relentless crusader and an opinionated academic.
பேர் என்ன?
பேர் சொல்லுங்க.
பேர் என்ன? அவன் பேரு
எல்லாருமே ஒதுங்கி போயிட்டா சண்டை செய்யறதுக்கு எவனாவது ஒருத்தன் நிக்கணும்ல. இங்க மயிலே நான் இறகு போடாது புட்டுங்க. தப்பு செஞ்சவன் பயப்படணுமா, பாதிக்கப்பட்டவன் பயப்படணுமா? நீங்க சொல்லுங்க. ஜனநாயக நாட்டுல மேல இருக்கிறவன் தான் கீழே இருக்கிறவனை பார்த்து பயப்படும்.
சிரிக்கிறான் சார். சார் சரவுண்ட் பண்ணிட்டோம் சார்.
Yeah. That's actually pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I got to say that's pretty epically done. Cuz in the end, like there's always those with like, if you're not in a specific party, you're on the outside looking at it, you're able to see things that people in a party cannot see. If you're in the opposing party, you'll see things that probably aren't even there. But that's just how it works. Like me being on the outside, seeing things in like a political divisive film or like all this, I'm able to see more in it than probably either party in who's there. Well, where it's based off of. Because it's like I'm on the outside and I'm able to see the little nuances and see what the cinematographer or the director or the actors are trying to portray. But the fact that something like this is always that's global. That's global. The politician who is loved by his own people but hated by the opposing party, and then they push for violence, but at the same time they're considered like the most wholesome, the most caring, the most loving. It's like no, you can't have it that way. But oh no, they only push for violence against the people who push for hate. Well, what made the other person push for hate? Well, this politician told me that person was pushing for hate. Oh, so you were only listening to the politician. Did you do the research? It's like the same thing I had issue with. Like, I watched something, and then people will just tell me in the comments, it's propaganda. I respond with, could you please tell me why? Give me the information as to what's propaganda here. I never get a response. Why? Because they don't know. They're just told it's propaganda, so of course they're going to say it's propaganda because they don't know any better. And it's sad. It's sad. The whole world is based like that. Everyone gets closed off. What's funny is this world is so small now, but everyone gets closed off in their own bubble, refusing to hear another side. Like, a lot of the people I actually enjoy are more centrist. There are people who I enjoy who are left. There are people who I enjoy who are right. I'll never go to the extreme edges because the extreme edges are just people who are absolutely crazy. But I like to hear everything and hear other people's arguments because I'll listen to people who believe, like, guns should be taken away from the people. I'm against that. But I'm against that because I know what our founding fathers wanted for us. Our founding fathers knew that politics, no matter what government system we have in power, it is corruptible. So we, the people, have the power to pick up arms against our own government if they ever try to take control, turn into a dictatorship, which is literally kind of how it is, because everyone in politics in the U.S. is related to each other one way or another. That's why nobody liked Trump, because he's not in the family, the mob family of politics. Because politics shouldn't be like that. You're supposed to be chosen by the people to represent the people, not someone who's been in politics their entire lives and doesn't know what it's like to hold an actual job. It makes no sense. Your profession is just speaking. But yeah, it seems like an interesting movie for me. This seems like an interesting movie for me. And anyone who just starts commenting propaganda, tell me a reason why, okay? Give me an explanation as to why you believe something is propaganda, instead of just saying propaganda as if that stuff that is propaganda never actually happens. The stuff actually happens. Why you say it's propaganda, it's because it's trying to push a narrative. Everything's trying to push a narrative. Everything's trying to push a narrative. But yeah. Yeah. I believe in everyone having their own personal gun safety. But I believe that because that's how I just grew up. I know what it's like to be in that kind of community where it's like my mother was in law enforcement. So guns were normal to me. She always taught gun safety. A lot of people don't know gun safety, but everyone's different on the political spectrum, but everyone needs to be able to talk and discuss and find as to why do you think that way? The problem is a lot of people, the same people who just say, oh, it's propaganda, that they don't have the ability to have an open discourse with someone. They don't. They just have the ability to only listen to people who say what they want to hear. Gosh, this one's really, really loaded. I might actually be checking this one out. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Doodles.
You guys got a video? So bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait on that.